on there. Today you'll get to see our stadium pitch. Okay, it costs £1 million to build. It's got artificial grass built in it. Okay, so have you played on the 3G, 4G? Okay, yep. We've got those little bits of blades of artificial grass in our pitch. And also it costs £1 million to build, and we've got 3 of those at our training ground as well. Because the idea is, if you're going to play on it, then surely you're going to train on it as well. There's no point playing on an absolute bowling green like we do, and then go play on training on a cobbled street. Okay, so we train exactly how we're going to play. Okay, so these are things that we instill to our academy players. That food is your fuel. Okay, so if I say to you fuel, what do you think about? Food, yeah. Energy or a car. Okay. So anybody name me the fastest car you could think of? Bugatti Veyron, straight away. All the boys always shout that out. Okay. And if you think about a sport that has the fastest cars in it, what would it be? F1. Okay. What was you going to say? What was you saying? Okay. So F1. So if you think about Lewis Hamilton, pulls up to the pit lane, his nice shiny Mercedes, his silver one, and they go and fill it up with diesel. Is he going to be very happy? His car's not going anywhere fair, is it? Because Vettel will have the super fuel in it, and that's going to zoom past him. Now, we normally tell this to our academy players, that football is their fuel. So it normally means you've got about 36-year-olds running around pretending to be a car. Okay? But once we've settled them down, we ask them what their fuel is. Their fuel is their energy. Okay, so where do we get our energy from our food? What type, where? Nutrition, but what types of foods? Vitamins. Vitamins, yeah. Big long word beginning with C. Fruits. Fruit beginning with C. Carbohydrates, yes. So that is our players' food and their fuel. So what we tell them is not to think about being a footballer, is now to think about being an elite athlete. Because that's what our players are now. They are elite athletes. Not just footballers that can eat what they want, drink what they want. They are elite athletes. Probably, you look at, if you used to draw a perfect footballer, it would be Ronaldo. 6 foot tall, very lean, very athletic, okay, very fast. Gareth Bale, exactly the same. You look at Gareth Bale, how his body is transformed from going from Tottenham to Real Madrid. Okay, probably helps you've got Ronaldo, looking at that all day as well, you want to be him. But that's how football's now changed. Look at Kante at Chelsea. It's like having 13 players on the pitch, he gets about everywhere. Okay, so it's all about an athlete. Okay, so the carbohydrate is very important. Keeping your body fat low, very important. Obviously, we're not saying this to academy players because we realise that quite a lot of the players might be body conscious. We don't want to put that effect on the players straight away and start measuring the body fat at the age of 6 and 7. But when they're older, we will do. But for a few reasons. If they're injured, we will measure it to make sure that whilst they're injured, they don't put body fat on. But also during the off-season as well. So during the off-season when I played, just to tell you a little fun story, we all got given these heart rate monitors. And during the summer months, we'd have to do a few days of running. And we have to put these heart rate monitors up, we have to put the information in the computer and send it to our fitness coach. And we had a man, he thought he was very clever. He put his heart rate monitor around his dog. Okay, he sat on the bench and he just threw a tennis ball for a dog for 30 minutes. He took the heart rate monitor off the dog, put all the information into the computer, sent it off to our fitness coach. For 6 weeks he did that. Came back and was like, have you done lots of running? When I've not, but my dog has. Told us his fun story. But then the fitness coach came, what he didn't realise was dogs have different heartbeats than humans, so it can go a lot faster. So straight away they knew something was up and he got in trouble. All of us were thinking, what a great idea that'll be. I'm going to get myself a greyhound and think I'm dead fast or something like that. But no. But also water, very important. Now, lots of people normally ask, especially we get universities that come in, and they always ask, do we weigh our players' foods? Do we give them so many grams of carbohydrates a day? No, we don't. Okay? We don't want our players to go home at night and think, do you know what? I've got to have 50 grams of rice today, 50 grams of chicken. It's too difficult to do that all the time. Okay? So what we tell them, especially our young players, is go off your hands. Okay? When we say use your hands, we don't mean use your hands to eat your food. Okay? Use your hands. So if you're going to refuel carbohydrates, so rice or potatoes, okay, or pasta, it's a fistful. Okay, so you can imagine the size of your fist on a plate. Okay, the palm of your hand is for protein. Okay, a finger or a thumb is for fats. Okay, where it might be fish oils, it might be avocados, good fats. Okay, nuts, things like that. So that's what we tell them. Okay, and also fruit and veg, as much fruit and veg as you possibly can get inside you. Okay, so lots of our players now they'll blend them together and then drink them. So that's a great way of getting loads of fruit and veg in a very small tub. Okay? So that's how we tell our younger players. Like you say, there are different ways there, so fist bump for carbohydrates and all different ways. This is very important. I'm sure you hear this all the time. Sleep is very important. Why is sleep very important?
Because you need your energy.
You need your energy. It's when you repair them. So when you sleep and you eat all that food during the day, that's when your muscles, they go, and they soak up all the nutrients you've been having during the day, and they help your muscles to grow, to repair, okay? And that's why our footballers now, our training grounds, have now got places where they can sleep. So under Louis van Gaal, sometimes they train 3 times a day. So when they've got a chance, they would go and sleep. Our players try to have about 10 to 12 hours a day of sleep. That's a lot, okay? So every opportunity we tell our younger players is to sleep and rest and repair. Especially now, our players are playing 2 games a week. Sometimes on a Sunday and then a Thursday. Sometimes a Saturday and a Thursday. Okay, so our players are now playing 2 games a week. Now, I know you guys might say, what are you on about, Matt? I play every single day and I'm not tired. But when you're at that elite level, that can be the difference between winning a game and drawing a game. I went to the EFL Cup final, and it's quite obvious that our players have played an extra game that week in Crystal Palace. I think it's Crystal Palace? Southampton, they hadn't. Okay, so it's quite obvious that at an elite level, that can be a big difference. Here's Paul Pogba, looking very happy with himself. Okay, yeah, okay, he always looks happy, but why shouldn't he? Why shouldn't he? He's enjoying football. Okay, he's playing what he thinks is the best football team in the world. Why wouldn't he enjoy himself? And so he should as well. So he should enjoy himself. So these are the foods we tell our players to have. So lots of bread, rice, potatoes. Now today, who's ordered chunky chips? Don't go looking, oh no, you're going to tell me off now, Matt. No, that's a great source of carbohydrates. Chunky chips. So our players used to be allowed to have chips when Sir Alex Ferguson was the manager. But very low-fat, oven-cooked chips. They won't be the chips that we like from the chippy, okay, or McDonald's, but very low fat. And when do you think the players were allowed to have chips? When do you think? Lunch. Not lunch.
Special occasions?
Yes, special occasions. You say special occasions. Like what?
Christmas. Match days.
When match days though? Before, after?
Before.
Well, some people use it as after, but Sir Alex Ferguson used to let them have it before as a treat. So they would work hard all week, and as a reward, they would get chips before the game. So they knew they would train hard, okay, and be very strict on their diet. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they was allowed to have chips. So they'd all look forward to it, okay. Sir Alex Ferguson left as manager. Who came in after that? David Moyes. Anybody know what David Moyes took off the menu? Chips. So could you imagine if you've been used to having one of the best or the best manager we've ever had of all time, who won 38 trophies in 26 years, and then we've got a new manager that's come in and gone, do you know what? You're not having chips anymore. I don't care about how many Premier Leagues you've won or Champions Leagues. I've got my new ideas and chips are off the menu. Would you be happy?
No.
No, you wouldn't be, would you? You'd be saying, well, do you know what? It was good enough for Sir Alex Ferguson, surely it's good enough for you. And so much so, Rio Ferdinand wrote all about it in his book, about how chips were taken off his menu and they were not happy. So different managers have different ideas. Louis van Gaal came in and was very strict in terms of diet. Jose Mourinho's come in now and he's very relaxed. Okay? So some managers have different ideas. Who here likes tomato sauce?
I love it.
Yeah, so say for example, you could be one of our players, okay? Now could you imagine if I say I'm your manager and I say, right, I'm the new manager, I'm banning all tomato sauce. That won't be nice. Well, not for you, you won't be happy, would you? But then, say for example, then I left as manager and Steve comes in then, and Steve comes in and says, right, boys, girls, I'm now relaxed about how we're eating. If you want to have tomato sauce on your chips, you can have tomato sauce on your chips.
I prefer
you'll prefer it more, wouldn't you? You're going to be happier.
Yeah.
So straight away, that's had a positive effect on you. So is that, well, it'd be all on your chops for a start, won't it?
No, but like if you're at home, he's not going to stop.
What you're saying. But what I don't expect you to do is, during weekends, restrict it during the day, but then when you go home, you're not going to go swim in a tub of tomato sauce, are you, to get, my tomato sauce fix. But during the daytime, if you think our players, they'll be here from 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, sometimes till 4 or 5 o'clock in the evenings. And if you're very strict in terms of diet, sometimes it cannot be a very nice place to come. Could you imagine if you got beat on a Sunday, and all of the Sky Sports and all the newspapers, it's your football team, and they're going to get beat or not doing very well. You come into work the next day, and you've got spaghetti bolognese, you think, do you know what, I'd love some tomato sauce on it, but I can't. But straight away it's a bit of a negative, isn't it? But yet you could come to a place that's a nice place of work, okay, straight away, puts a bit of a smile on your face, doesn't it? Rather being negative. So some managers, Middlesbrough's manager, that's what he did. And anyway, he got sacked. So everything was very relaxed. So different managers have different ideas, okay? And that also goes from training as well. So here's the food we were saying before, the players are allowed to have, okay? Nowadays, our players were allowed to have this as a treat after a game. Now, somebody who did this very well last season was Ranieri, okay? Does anybody...
They wanted.
Not everyone, not whatever. Pizza. So his treat was that all the players were allowed to have pizza after the game. It's almost like having 15 dogs. And if they've done very well, there you go, there's a treat. Okay, has anybody here got a dog? I've got a dog, okay, and he knows when he's been a good boy. When he's been a good boy, he straight away sat next to his treat bowl saying, give me a treat, Dad. Okay, I've been a good boy. And without being, well, that's a bit like our players. If they've done well, could you imagine if you're doing a running race, and at the end of that running race is your favourite food? So that's going to make you run faster to get to there if you win, isn't it? That's exactly the same as footballers. Okay, I know that because that was me. I put in a little bit extra if I knew I was going to be able to have a McDonald's after the game if we won. Okay, fish and chips on the way home if we won. If we didn't, you weren't getting anything. So it's little tiny little things to motivate players, okay, where they're not used to. And it's a good thing to do. It's a good thing because you imagine these players, they're not allowed to have that. So things that we take for granted to be able to go home in the kitchen and go, do you know what? I fancy a bit of chocolate or I fancy a big bite of that cheese. Okay, our players can't. Okay, because that's the difference between being a top player, okay, and Ekin Fenwa. Okay, straight away everybody goes, Ekin Fenwa, yeah, that big huge beast who plays for Wimbledon or whoever plays for now. Yes, he might be great playing for, I think it's Wickham now, but that's in Division 1. If you want to be an elite athlete, there's some things that you need to give up. One of them is these. So to be the elite, unfortunately, yes, there is things you've got to give up. Partying with your friends, going out at nights on Fridays. Okay, so when I was your age, I was dedicated to football. I had one thing that I wanted to be was a footballer. So when all my friends were going out Friday nights, I stayed in. When my friends were out Saturday nights, I stayed in. Okay, is that different between some of my friends having then to stay at school when they left, and me go and play football? All different attitudes. Okay, I will very quickly get through this, and then you can go and have your lunch. Okay, so breakfast is served at the training grounds, and we give them a big wide variety. We're not going to say, right, all you 13, 14, bowls of porridge, 7 days a week. You're not going to be very happy, are you? Okay? For the first week, you might be going, oh, I'm not quite happy with this. Come the third or fourth week, you know, do you know what? I'm not Goldilocks, Matt. Any chance I can have something different? So what we give them is a big wide variety. Our players now are having quite a lot of these. Okay? The protein yogurts. High carbohydrate, high protein, but very, very convenient. So the players can just walk in, grab a yogurt pot, eat them, drop them off in the bin, and then go and train. They don't need to get there early to go and prepare all this. So everything is there. Are you taking a picture of that? What I can do is I can send it all to you. So what you can do is when you go back, okay, Steve can then copy it all and give it to all. Okay? Yeah. But one thing that's